speaker is Ms. Lisa Blackmon. She has 25 years in law, specializing in real estate. She's board certified professional coach, certified business coach, certified public speaker, published author, and launched the Life Changer movement. So this time, please welcome Ms. Lisa Blackmon.
So you all wondering why she has computers, and I have to pay for it all and all this stuff as well. But what I'm not gonna do is fail. That means I'm gonna have backup, that's all I'm gonna say. I thought I could get my stuff printed out this morning, so I said, let me bring the computer, and so John was gracious enough to provide me with a Wi-Fi password so I can have my presentation lined up. So, hey. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Good. So I want to say, so far, I have really enjoyed the presentation. Listen, this last one, I'm not going to talk about it to my face like that. That happens. But you can learn a lot if you just take the time to listen. And so I'm just very thankful for everything I've heard today. I want to thank you, John, for the opportunity to be here. And ladies, I want y'all to do this for me. Everybody just say that. Oh, that's for you. Thank you. So today, I don't know to say something. I'm having problems with light. You know, I mean, it's just a little bit. I need to be able to see. So today, my job is this. I am here to provoke you to think so that I can promote you to change. I am here to provoke you to think so that I can promote you to change. So I'm going to ask if everybody look on your table. Do you see a little light like this? Does everybody have one? Yeah, everybody do all the party. Pull them all out, pull them all out, pull them all out. Some of them are ready out. You all share the sweet colors that we do. Everybody got one? Does anybody need one? Yeah. There's a bag right up there. Says baby bag or something like that. There I have some more lights to pass out to you guys. So let me go ahead and start. So then my job is so that I can promote and change. Now, I am that girl that likes to do this thing called back down moving on. I'm that girl. So I can remember when I was a little girl, we had this thing called Vacation Bible School. Anybody remember that? Yeah. Okay, so I'm not really dating myself. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So what I remember about Vacation Bible School is this. Kids from the community gathered, and we all came together to not only learn from one another, but to learn each other. That means build relationships. We also made these things like these casters. Anybody that can casters and take them home? We thought it was the greatest thing ever. These are my handprints. It's so wonderful. We took our art home and things like that. But then what we do is as we prepare for Vacation Bible School, the culmination of it, when I was there, was that we had a program. And all the parents, the caregivers, the neighbors, anybody who could get to come, they were supposed to come. And so I can remember being in the basement, and we were a portion of the meeting kids. For those who don't know what that means the black bottom and the white top. That's how we became uniform. The upright piano will be over there in the corner. The musician will be on point. And then we started looking for our parents to come in. And we see some of them, hey baby, Mama's here, excited. Some will come in better than they can because they were tired from all their work. And then some of them just didn't want to be there. They had the attitude like, when is this program over? But they would all sit at tables and they would watch us. We were on display at that time. It was our turn to show them what we were working with. So we moved through the program. And then as we moved through the program, we got to the culmination. And for us, that was always a song. My favorite song was this. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I know you know it. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Then we get loud. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. We go to verse 2, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Then we say this, ain't gonna make it shine, just gonna let it shine. And so that song told us that we had something on the inside. That song told us we had a light. Can anybody remember how that felt? Anybody remember the enthusiasm? Does anybody remember when you felt like you could do anything? I can kind of remember that, just kind of leaned into that moment. And then this thing called life. L-I-F-E, happy. Can anybody relate to that? You didn't want to sing this little light on. You didn't want to be loud. You didn't want to be off pitch. You didn't want to have that joy because life happened. But what I stopped by here today to remind you is that that light is still on the inside. And it's time for you to turn up. Get your light. Turn it on, ladies. Turn it up. It's like we're at a concert. Yeah, what I want you to do is I want you to find your sister. And if she's not at the table, find someone you can look at me. Turn the light to them. Do not blind them. Do not blind them. And tell them, sis, repeat after me, sis, it's time to turn up. You're going to be saying that throughout the presentation. Turn up. So practice one more time. Turn up. So I'm going to ask you this question. This is famous quote by Charles Bukowski. And this is what he said. I don't mind me either. This is what he said. Can you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? Can you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? Can you remember who you were in vacation Bible school when you thought you could do anything? Can you remember that when we walked in classroom, maybe I'm dating myself again, the teacher would ask, what do you want to be? What do you want to be? What do you want to be? And every child had an answer. Every child. I cannot remember a time in my childhood when no one had a response because they knew that they had a light. And they knew that, hey, I'm going to let that thing shine. But somewhere along the line, like I said, life happened. Maybe somebody said, baby girl, you can't do that. Maybe somebody said, girls don't do that. Maybe somebody said, you don't have an education. You don't look like everybody else. You're too old. You're too young. You're too fat. You're too skinny. I don't know what they said to you. Maybe your relationship went bad. Maybe the business didn't work like you thought it was going to work the first time. And the light began to dim. And dim. And dim. Until you almost forgot that you had a light. My job today, like I said, is to provoke you to think so that I can promote you to change. What change, you ask, Lisa B? The change is for me to get you to turn up. Look at your sister and tell her, turn up. Sometimes you're walking around and we just have to say, this will do. And I look around this space and I see all of these lights, but I need them to not be on 45. I need them to be on 100. 100. You know why it's important for you to be on 100? Because somebody needs to be able to find you. Someone alluded to it earlier, I believe. They were talking about if you cover up the light, you can't find it. That's what's happened. And life is in that thing that's put these layers on top of layers on top of layers. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have a coming out party today. All right? So you ask me, Lisa B, how can I turn up? So the teacher in me is gonna give you a couple points. All right. Point number one is this. I want you to go back and revisit who you want to become. Remember the quote? Can you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? Can you remember those dreams that you said that you had that you were going to accomplish no matter what? Can you remember the enthusiasm and the excitement that you had when you thought about reaching those goals, those mountaintops? Can you remember those things? One of the reasons that we can't is because we are so busy carrying everybody else's baggage, carrying everybody else's luggage along with ours, pushing everybody else across the finish line, cheering and clapping for everybody else, but we fail to do it for ourselves. You know, as women, we're naturally caregivers, don't we do that? My kids eat first, my husband, and then if something's left, get a little blank. Okay, I'll go and support you. And there's nothing wrong with support. I'm a big advocate for that. But I am also in support of you supporting you. That's what I'm about, supporting yourself. So how do you go back and revisit that? You have got to have that me time. Somebody has talked about some of these things as we've gone through the various presentations. You have got to do this. Set aside time where you simply focus on you and who you want to be and how you want to show up in the world. That means, somebody talked about it earlier, saying, you know, Netflix is something we do for relaxation. When you're concentrating on you, I'm going to need you to turn Netflix off. Turn Hulu off. Tell your friends, I can't go this time. Don't drink too much wine because you want to be clear-headed as you think about these things. But sometimes we don't take the time to really figure out who we want to be. And that's why the world is able to say, oh, you're an athlete, when you know you're goofy. That's why the world tells you you're a writer, when you know, I'm challenged with that. My gifting is really in singing, but we still go over here and try to write. The world is telling us who we should be when the light on the inside needs to really tell us who we should be. And the only way we can really figure that out is to go back and spend some time with ourselves. The old folks would say it like this: write the vision and make it plain. And he that sees it can run with it. You are the sheep that will see the vision. That will give you your focus. That will give you your goals. If you don't have a target, then you're just throwing at things, hoping that something will stick, hoping that something will penetrate. That's not who you are. Your life is going to tell you who you are. So I want you to spend some time with yourself and write the vision. And then the second thing is this: you have got to learn. We have got to learn. We have got to learn. I have got to learn to trust myself again. Trust yourself with the vision that you have. Do you know how you start looking at people and say, oh, wow, they are doing the doggone thing. They're just really bringing it. And you see that their vision is coming to pass. Their goals and their dreams are coming to pass. And we trust that they can do that because we see them doing it. But didn't they start with the same light that we started with? Everybody was singing this little light of mine in this space. Everybody. And we all have this light. So I need you to learn how to trust yourself again. I need you to learn how to believe that you can bring your vision to pass. So I'm going back down memory lane again. There was this game that we used to play when I was a kid. It was called Punchinella. Is that a Southern thing? It's Southern? Okay, is that a Black thing? Okay. Walk with me anyway. Use your imagination. So of the video games, we were outside and we drank water from that green hose pipe. And you didn't run in and out all day long, okay? Be very clear on that. Air conditioners on, fan, whatever. Close that door, you're gonna stay outside once you get outside. Until the sun goes down. That's hard of this one, right? Yeah. So the Punchinella went like this. There was this person, they were standing in the middle. It could be anybody of the children. They were standing in the middle. The other kids would surround them. And then they start singing this. Somebody already. So they would say, look who's here, Punchinella, Punchinella. Look who's here, Punchinella in the shoe. And they were talking about the person in the middle. And so then they would ask this question. They would say, what can you do, Punchinella, Punchinella? What can you do, Punchinella in the shoe? So it was really a challenge. What can you do? So the person in the middle, because they thought that they were all of that, and they weren't. They would do something perhaps like a handstand, a cartwheel, something that was just extraordinary. And then the people in the circle would say, I saw what you did. But then you know what they say? We can do it too, Punchinella, Punchinella. We can do it too, Punchinella in the shoe. In other words, they had no doubt that they could do whatever Punchinella did. They trusted and believed that if they went everyone, and I did sometimes, I went everyone, they were still okay. Even if I hit the ground, it was fun. I tried, and then I was going to get up and try it again because if Punchinella did it, I can do it too. I need you to trust that you can bring your vision to pass like this. I need you to trust that you can handle it, that you can carry it, and that it is for you to do this doggone thing. Who told you that you couldn't? Who told you that it was impossible? It's okay. You don't have to think about the names, but what you have to say is, I decided that I still can. I decided that I am going to turn up. No more hiding. No more saying, you be the team leader. I'm going to do that thing this time. No more saying, my business has to be a small business. No. No more saying, I will get that degree after this and after that. I'll get that certification after that. Oh, I'll write that book later. No. It's time to turn up now. I want you to be stirred in such a way that you understand that you don't have to continue to wait. You got to trust yourself enough to say, I'm going to do it. Lean back in your chairs like, oh, lean back in your chair. Did you trust that it was going to hold you? I trusted that nobody was going to hold. Y'all got insurance? Y'all know how many lawyers are in here? How many? Seriously, we trust everything else. But when do we want to learn to trust ourselves? When we were younger, we trusted ourselves. We trusted even when we had the foot races. I'm going to beat you even if we had to take our shoes off. I'm going to run and I'm going to make it happen. We trusted ourselves. So I would say trust that you can bring your visions past. And then this third one, this is my jam. You've got to be courageous. You have got to be courageous. So you said, Lisa B, what does that have to do with anything? Well, just because you went and revisited and you figured out what you wanted to do and wrote the vision, and you decided, I can do that, it's going to take courage for you to step into it. It's going to take courage for you to make the phone call, to apply for the loan, to apply for the grant, to ask for someone to walk lockstep with you. It's going to take courage to pitch somebody your new idea. It's going to take courage for you to separate yourself from your current circle. Now that doesn't sound good, does it? But where you've got to go, ladies, the people that you're currently in relationship with, they might not be able to go with you. Because we're going from 45 to 100. Everybody can't stand alike, and that's okay. Let them wear some shades, and it'll be okay. It'll be okay. So I want you to understand that courage is this mental strength that we have to push through adversity, to push through hard times. And it's that strength that we have that when somebody else says, that seems like a bit much, your response is, yeah, but I got this. You understand what I'm saying? It's not talking to yourself. Sometimes we talk to too many people and not enough to ourselves. You've got to encourage and affirm yourself. I see the lights, and even as I begin to speak, I begin to see some of you all lighten up a little bit, even in your disposition. Some of you all are a little bit like this, but I see you lighting up because you understand that you have a light. You understand that you have something to deliver to the world, and it is your responsibility, my sisters, to do so. Don't think that you're supposed to take it and keep it to yourself. The light, anybody know the purpose of a light?
Cast away shadows.
Yeah, speak clearly for me.
Cast away the shadows.
Somebody said something about darkness.
Chase away the darkness.
Don't y'all love that? Do you know what darkness is in the world?
The absence of light.
Absence of light. What are you all?
Light.
You are light. And so when I say about this thing of light, I think about the fact that you have a responsibility to shine a light because somebody is in darkness. Somebody is broken and they need your light. Someone is challenged and they need your light. Somebody is looking for their next. They need your light. But they cannot find you if you don't do what? Turn up. So, I want you to understand that as we walk through a world of darkness, because it has a lot of darkness to it, that we are responsible for making sure that we shine our light. So I entitled this thing, Turn Up, the Power, understanding that there's power in remembering who you are, so you know how to turn up now. So I want to let you know just two more things that go in conjunction with that, because there's power in doing so. Anybody ever heard of E.T., the hip-hop preacher? Okay, that's another black thing. Okay. E.T., the hip-hop preacher, anyway, this is what he said. He said, you know, one of the richest places in the world is the graveyard. That's where books are, unread books, unread songs, businesses that never started, relationships that never happened, they go to the grave. That's what I don't want you to do. So the point in understanding that there's power in remembering who you are is that when you decide to bring your light to the world, somebody else becomes who they're supposed to be. Do you understand we're all interconnected? Alabama Power is a light place, right? If they turn off the lights, then we're in darkness. But if we go get a generator, we can still have some light, right? Y'all go get a generators today. Turn your light on. So I need you to understand that you have a responsibility to unwrap your gift. You have a responsibility not only to unwrap it, but to give it to somebody. Who wraps gifts at Christmas and then give them to a person? Nobody. You are gift lights. So I need you to unwrap and turn up. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we leave this world on empty. Leave on empty. When you pull up and you meet your maker, you need to be able to say, I gave it all. I laid it all out there. I gave it to every woman, every man, everyone that I was supposed to serve. I did it. I turned up. That's what I did. And the second thing that we have to do is we have to make sure that we understand there's power in us becoming excellent in what we do. You've heard the scripture. Your gifts and talents will make room for you to bring you before kings and queens. Baby, they got the money. They have the treasure. And when you have money, you have options. Charity starts at home. You can be a blessing to your family. You can be a blessing to your community. You can have impact. You can have influence because you decided to be excellent. And not only that, you establish this thing called legacy. Do you think that's powerful? When you leave here, your name is being called. When you leave here, people are saying, oh, if it had not been for Darlena, I would not have been able to go to my next. If it had not been for Mary, I would not have been able to go to my next because you decided to turn up and to shine your light. There is power in remembering who you are, ladies. So I want you to be encouraged here in this space. I want you to understand that, listen, at the end of the day, even when you don't think you have anything to work with, you do. When you get a little bit discouraged, I need you to go to the mirror. Y'all have a mirror in your house. Everybody does. And if you don't have it in your house, you have one in your car. Look at yourself and then say, sis, I'm still gonna turn up. Again, sometimes you have to encourage yourself, even when it's hard. So I would ask you this. Are you going to be a 45 watt or 100 watt? Are you going to choose to shine, or will you continue to hide? If you choose to hide, then those that need you can't find you. So I want you to come out of the corners. I want you to come out of the hedges and the highways. I want you to come out of those places where you know that don't serve you well and begin to turn up your life. So I leave you with this quote, and it says this: I would rather choke on greatness than nibble on mediocrity. In other words, I'm still going to try to do what? Turn up. This is what's important. Remind yourself, average is not your portion. Anybody can be average, but greatness is going to require courage. It is going to require you deciding to turn up. Thank you so very much.